So of course we had a few big baseball games yesterday, but a big topic swirling around the baseball community is Dave Roberts versus Manny Machado. So manager of the Dodgers versus third baseman of the Padres. Dave Roberts is not happy with Manny because allegedly Manny hurled a baseball at 9,000 miles an hour towards Dave in the LA dugout. We'll talk about that because that's not what happened. Yankees starting pitcher Carlos Rodon was feeling himself, and Yankees fans were kind of like, hey bro, please do not empty the tank early. The exact opposite happened with Tigers fans and Tarek Skubal, because he's Tarek freaking Skubal. He can gloat because he's the best pitcher on planet Earth. And staying with pitchers, Dodgers pitcher Walker Buehler was robbed. Actually robbed by thieves. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB postseason recap. And guys, don't forget that recap is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code Fuzzy to save 20 bucks off all of your tickets. A lot of you have already downloaded Underdog Fantasy, but if you have not downloaded it, it's my favorite daily fantasy app. Sign up with my code Fuzzy and they'll give you a free promo. They have a match that gives you up to $1,000 in bonus cash credit. They have so many things happening. Underdog Fantasy, code Fuzzy. You're welcome. So the first few stories we have to talk about both involve the Dodgers, even though they didn't even play yesterday. Real quick, I do want to mention that Walker Buehler is okay. Everything is fine, but he and his family were robbed yesterday at a horse track of some sort. So apparently he has a small stake in a horse called Authentic, and he just likes watching horse racing. And apparently a mob just surrounded him. They unbuttoned his sleeves and they took his $100,000 watch. And the crazy part is he's literally starting game 3 of Dodgers versus Padres a few hours from now. So just bad timing. Again, I'm happy that he and his family are okay. I just hope that he can focus and kind of settle down because that's scary. We also have an update on Dave Roberts versus Manny Machado. No, that was not on my 2024 playoff bingo card, but here we are. So apparently in game 2, Manny Machado chucked the ball at the LA dugout and it almost basically claimed the souls of half the LA Dodgers dugout. That's at least how David Roberts set it up. Listen.
I did see the video, and it was unsettling. Obviously, I have a relationship with Manny from years past. There was intent behind it. It didn't almost hit me because there was a net, and that was very bothersome. If it was intended at me, I'd be very. It's pretty disrespectful. So I don't know his intent. I don't want to speak for him, but I did see the video, and the ball was directed at me with something behind it.
I like Dave Roberts. I think that he's a nice guy. And also I think that Manny Machado has come a long way since his early days with the Orioles, and even that one moment when he was with the Dodgers, I think he cleated Jesus Aguilar at first base. He's come a long way. To me, he's become a true leader with the Padres, and I actually think that he's done a pretty good job at kind of reclamating, is that even a word? Rehabilitating his image. Let me use that word because I know that's an actual word. So let me know, which side are you on? Dave Roberts, do you think that he was in actual harm's way, or was Manny Machado just kind of playing mind games? He threw it to the Dodgers bat boy, not the 5 kill streak predator missile that Dave Roberts made it out to be. Like, he straight up AC 130 above. That's what Dave Roberts is basically saying what happened. All right, let's talk about some actual baseball from yesterday, some playoff baseball. This was a fun pitchers duel for the first hour. Then I started to get really sick of it because Tarek was just shredding my team alive. Look at these strikeouts from Scoobs. He had 8 strikeouts through the first 4 1/3. He just kept pumping the zone with 97, 98, 99 mile per hour fastballs. He can also break out a 92, 93 mile per hour slider. Now, real quick before we show the rest of the game, I do have to show off this stupid throw from Big Christmas, my favorite nickname in sports right now, John Kenzie Noel. Big Christmas, what an absolute seed from the right field line. Now, Tarek, he did get into a little bit of jam in the 5th. Naylor, he had a double. Noel got hit by a pitch, but Andres Jimenez grounded into a double play, which, by the way, was perfectly executed. Andres can motor, so if you get that double play, I mean, you earned it. Skubal was pumped. He was yelling into the crowd something. He was telling them to be quiet, but he didn't exactly say be quiet. His mom saw that clip on Twitter and she said, Tarek Daniel, she used the middle name. He's definitely going to be grounded and his phone is going to go in the sock drawer. She's probably going to take the power cord from his PS5. Yeah, Mama Skubal does not like swearing. And now Tarek is in another jam, but he got another double play. David Fry must have negative 18 speed, because how in the world do you not beat that out? He was even out by 3 steps too. Skubal, he was breaking out the "Are you not entertained?" kind of pumping up the Cleveland crowd. By the way, it's still 0-0 because Matthew Boyd, the former Tiger, and the Cleveland bullpen held up until the 8th inning when Wencel Perez shot went. Stephen Kwan, the dive to save the game momentarily. It hit the thumb of his leather, one of the closest catches I've ever seen. Peter Parker Meadows, he robs Kyle Manzardo, and that kind of shifted the momentum back to the Tigers. So Parker Meadows robs Manzo of a hit, and Clase robbed me of joy. Emmanuel got 2 outs. Then he allowed, I think, 3 consecutive base hits. Jake Rogers, Trey Sweeney, and Carry freaking Bonds, Scary Carry, Handsome Carry, whatever you want to call him. I call him Thanos because he is quite literally inevitable versus right-handed pitchers. I would have intentionally walked him to get to Matt Vierling, but then again, it's Emmanuel Clase. You got to trust in him. He allowed 5 runs all year, 3 on 1 swing, and then the game ended on a brutal strike 3 call. The umpire was terrible for both sides. Even Tigers fans can acknowledge that, but hey, I got to tip my cap as a Guardians fan. Kerry Carpenter is an absolute dog. I'm treating him like Rafael Devers and I'm Garrett Cole. Just go to first base. I don't want to deal with you ever again, at least if it's a righty. Carlos Rodon was feeling himself. He struck out 3 in the first inning, but it wasn't just any strikeout of the side. He was quite literally hitting every emote possible. He was smiling as if he was the Grinch who just stole Christmas. Like, I've never really seen that kind of emotion in the first inning of a start. Anyway, Cole Reagans, he was nasty as well. Aaron Judge, that is a strikeout. He has the highest strikeout percentage of any batter in postseason history, higher than the useless Martin Maldonado. They did Judge dirty with that graphic. Wells, he watched the slider, and then Stanton, he snapped his bat. So Reagans, he walked 2, then he got 3 consecutive outs. We skipped to the third. Stanton, he smoked it, and Bobby saw his life flash before his eyes. He tried to almost no-scope it while getting out the way. So it's a 1-run lead for Carlos Rodon, and it's gone. Salvi, he's been doing this for way too long. He's not going to miss that pitch. A slider basically right down the middle. All Carlos could do was kind of just shake his head. That's another run. Tommy Pham, he scores Yuli Gurriel, and then Tommy, he stole second base to put himself in scoring position for Garrett Hampson, who has 3 RBIs now in the first 2 games of this series. George Brett was in attendance. Always love seeing George. He's one of my favorite players of all time. He's hyped up. Rodon, he's now forced out the game. How the tables turned. To me, he got a little bit too cocky too early in the game. It's 4-1 after Maikel Garcia dunked one to score Garrett Hampson. Austin Wells, he had a double play. Stanton had a double play. The broadcaster, Bob Costas, I mean, he's a straight up Yankee fanboy. He sounded deflated at that double play. Jazz had a fun moment. He yanked a solo home run off of Lucas Erceg, but Lucas settled down. He got Gleyber Torres. Every single team who lost game 1 of the division series came back to win game number 2 to even up the series. This playoffs has been absolute cinema, and I do want to shout out Cole Reagans, the starter for the Royals, because check this out. He walked Soto in the first inning. Juan was staring him down. He bat flipped the walk. The next at bat, Reagans won, and he stared down Juan Soto. Cole now has 13 strikeouts across 10 innings, only 1 run allowed this postseason. He's been really good. Now, after the game, Chisholm had an interesting quote. Just listen.
How different does the series feel now after game 2 compared to after game 1?
Still feels the same that we're going to win it, I don't feel like anybody feels any different, We're going to go out there and do our thing still. We still don't feel like any team is better than us. Like you said, we had a lot of missed opportunities tonight, so they just got lucky.
What are your thoughts on that? Royals fans are like, yeah, this is some ammo. You do not want to give us that. And Yankees fans are like, bro, you cannot say that in the postseason. But to me, Jazz, he's being Jazz. He's one of those confident players I've seen in quite some time. Maikel Garcia, the third baseman for the Royals, also kind of chirped in. He had a few responses on Twitter. So both sides are going at it. Let me know, which side are you on? Now, 2 more things I want to talk about real quick. Aaron Judge, he is now 1 for 7 in this series with 4 more strikeouts. He's batting .208 with a .760 OPS for his playoff career. Who has more pressure and who has more to prove? Mookie Betts or Aaron Judge? We've already seen Mookie win 2 World Series, so to me, the pressure is all on Judge, who's about to be a 2-time MVP. He's never played in the World Series. He has all the pressure on his shoulders because, again, he's essentially been Martin Maldonado over the last 3 or 4 postseasons. He was pretty good to begin his postseason career and has completely fallen off. Also, Bobby Witt Jr., by the way, is hitless in this series, but he's going back home to Kauffman Stadium, where I didn't realize it was this crazy. He hit 382 at home, 382 with a 1.117 OPS. The dude was essentially Ty Cobb in Kauffman Stadium, so I'm excited to see if he pops off because, again, he's hitless to start the series. And then just a little heads up for today's games. We have Walker Buehler going against Michael King. Michael King has been prime Klubot to begin this postseason. And then in the Phillies and Mets game, we have Aaron Nola versus Sean Manaea. Who do you have winning games 3? And then you guys know the drill. We end these postseason recaps by guessing the pitcher and the batter. Oh, this one is very easy. This is a guy who could be pitching later today if the Mets get in some trouble. Hopefully he does not go any innings because he hasn't been very good this year. That is Adam Ottavino. That was easy. And who is this batter? It kind of looks like Tommy Edman. It also kind of looks like Oswaldo Cabrera. I'm going to go, okay, so if it's not Tommy Edman, that's my first guess because Tommy does have the little hitch and a two-handed swing, and he had that 1 week where he had 4 or 5 home runs with the Dodgers, and I just saw his swing so often. I'm pretty sure this is Tommy Edman, but if it's not Tommy, it 100% has to be Oswaldo. Okay, so we got both players right on the first guess. It's been a few videos since I've done that, so I'm proud of myself. That does it for today's recap. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, do me a favor, leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new so you never miss out on these postseason videos, and yeah, goodbye, be safe.